name is Vizi. Most of the people calls me Vizi. I'm 22. I study in Hungary, Budapest, as a computer scientist. I've been on Erasmus 1 year ago for a semester. So Erasmus is basically an exchange period. I've been just studying in Finland for 1 semester. Most precisely, I've been in a small city called Mikkeli. It's north from Helsinki, 2.5 hour drive from Helsinki. It is pretty close to the Russian border. The most memorable moment for me was our, let's say, farewell party. Some of us organized a trip. Actually, like 30 of us went there. We rented 2 cottages in the middle of a forest, let's say, next to a lake, and there was a sauna between the 2 houses, and next to all these things was a lake. So we went to the sauna, then we were able to jump into the lake, and it was already really cold outside, I guess like minus 15 degrees. There was a really huge layer of ice on the lake, so it was like that vibe. I know that without this experience I wouldn't be that person I am right now. I learned a lot and I developed myself in lots of different ways. From my point of view, there was most likely like little changes, but because it was in multiple directions, it means a lot. Maybe some of you already heard about ESN, which is Erasmus Student Network, and they are based in every big city and they organize a lot of events for the Erasmus students. But the problem was that since this is a small city, there was basically no ESN. We just had some tutors. They were helping us, but it wasn't the same feeling, so almost everything we did, we organized it on our own. We already become good friends and we've been just like, okay, let's hop on a trip, it would be so much fun. So we went to Tallinn, we went to Saint Petersburg. Shortly, one interesting story is that we went to Stockholm by ferry. There was a party organized by ESN, which is a weekend party. Basically, you go to Stockholm by a ferry, you have a party on the ferry, then you have 7 to 8 hours to spend in Stockholm during Saturday, and afternoon you go back to the ferry, you go back to Helsinki, and there's again a party on the ferry. Basically, we had a really close group. I should say like 30 of us. Most likely people from Germany, Netherlands, France, and me from Hungary. I'm still in touch with quite a lot of them. I've already met a few of them in Hamburg. The thing what I like the most, I'm really proud and I'm really happy that I choose a smaller city to go for a semester. I feel like it's really good to go to a smaller city because we managed to make like a little family. But if you go to a big city, then you will have like 5 to 6 close friends, and all the others will be not that close. You will know them, but it won't be that special. We really had a lot of dinners together, so like 50 of us gathered together almost every Friday. We had like house parties at some of the apartments. So like this, I really like that we've been only a few of us because it was nice to have a really close friendship. As you may know, in Finland there are more saunas than people, so all the apartment has their own sauna. There was a schedule that in this apartment the sauna is open on every Wednesday and Friday, on the other one it's open on Thursday, so we had the chance to go to sauna almost every day. There was a gym at the university which was free for us. My studies in Finland was connected to telecommunicational things, so because of that I was not able to get all of my subjects accepted back in Budapest, but other than that it was really interesting and I really liked the system in Finland because they really want you to understand what you learn. So first of all, because of Erasmus, I was able to develop my English a lot, especially my vocabulary, so I still know that grammatically I make a lot of mistakes, but not as much as I did before. It was a good experience because we had really like a multicultural friendship over there, so you've been also able to learn some little things from other cultures. I should say like independency, but because I went to Budapest for university, so I was already separated from my family since like 2 or 3 years. For me it wasn't something really new, but actually it was interesting that I realized that for some people how hard is this to separate from their families, because they meet their parents on every weekend or in every 2 weeks, and almost for all of them this was the first experience that they didn't meet their family for months. I was forced to use only English. So yeah, there was in Budapest it's easier because I can talk on my mother language. But about Finland, it's really good that almost everybody talks English, so there was no problem. It was most likely actually what I can really point out, it's is the thing that I'm not shy anymore to talk in English. Something what I didn't like about Erasmus, or I don't like about Erasmus at all, is that problem, as I mentioned, that most of my subjects were not accepted in Budapest, and almost all the opportunities where you can travel, they won't accept all of your subjects. So anyhow, you will have to redo that semester. First of all, I should say that people shouldn't have any fear to go to other countries for an exchange or for anything like this. On Erasmus, I met people who were really close. They were also pretty shy, but however, they went for Erasmus, and on Erasmus I've also seen people being shy, being closed, they just opened up. So the thing is that when you apply for Erasmus, you can make a priority list out of 5 universities. I had to get recommendation from one of my teachers, so that was, let's say, the most tricky part. Other than that, you have to write like motivational letter and CV. I noticed quite a lot of differences, and that's most likely in the mentality. Even though Finland is on the north, but it's kind of like the same like western, northern mentality. They are stressing way less, they are more patient, and because of this you don't feel that stress around you. So people are not pushing the horn on every corner. I wouldn't say that people are really kind, they are a bit closed and cold-hearted, but other than that you feel like the system is working really well. People are happy with their life. For example, in Hungary, you just walk around on the street and you can get really upset and fucked up how people are stressed and they are just running from one point to another. Thank you for the interview. If you have any questions about Erasmus, about the whole process, first of all, I would suggest you to contact your local Erasmus office, but other than that, if you have any questions about Finland or if you have more questions about my experience, Stefan will add my email address in the description box, so feel free to contact me, and when I will have time, I will just answer your questions gladly. I also started a YouTube channel, go and subscribe.